I saw it on the news. As soon as she left, I saw it on the news, and I was like, oh my God, this is, petrifying. I'm worried to death about her. Then I got the phone call, and my mother was the 8th one. The Dominican Republic should do the right thing and be open about it and help investigate. They are not investigating my mother's case whatsoever. They're calling them all natural deaths. I do not believe that. My mother's name was Leela Cox. She was born as Leela Bizard. She was born in Chicago, Illinois, but she grew up in Knoxville. She had 2 sisters that lived there, and that's where she raised me. That's where she met my father. She was always a happy person. Even under stressful circumstances, she was always a happy, strong, independent. She was kind. She worked in the medical field. Her whole life she gave back to the community and took care of patients. She really grew up in Knoxville and made a home, and that's why it was so hard for her to leave and start traveling. But she really knew the community here up in New Brighton, and I think the risk paid off. I mean, I can just tell you, walking around New Brighton, everybody knows her. Just in this little community, the short amount of time that she was here, about 10 years. She traveled alone a lot. As a traveling MRI tech, that's what you do, is you travel alone. Not only that, this was her 3rd time in the Dominican Republic. First time being alone, but the 3rd time going, so she felt safe enough. It's never a good idea to travel outside the country alone, but she did it because she felt safe. So she was very independent, and nothing was going to stop her from doing what she wanted, and she wanted to celebrate her birthday in Punta Cana. She left June 5th, was supposed to come back the 12th. I spoke to her on the 2nd, a Sunday before she left. I called and wished her a happy birthday, and I told her I loved her, and we talked about our future plans. She wanted me to spend Thanksgiving with her. Unfortunately, she had no phone service while she was in the Dominican Republic. The next phone call I got was from my father around 3 p.m. saying that the U.S. Embassy had called and that my mother had passed away. When I spoke to the U.S. Embassy, they told me I had 24 hours to come up with the money and settle my mother's affairs before she'd be known as a Jane Doe. Your worst nightmares come true, and you get that phone call. And not only that, she's passed away abroad, and they weren't treating her like a human being. They were treating her almost like property, in a way. Like I felt like I was trying to negotiate to get my mother back to the United States, and that was just heartbreaking, that a human could treat another human that way. It was traumatizing. She did wish to be cremated, and she eventually wants to have her ashes spread around the Florida Keys, so hopefully I can make that happen. I hope I can be as good a person as she was and live by her example and make an impact like she did in her life. This is bigger than me, this is bigger than us, and hopefully by getting my mother some answers, maybe some other families can find some answers and find some peace and be able to sleep at night. It's hard losing a parent, but not knowing how they passed away is it's a nightmare. That's why I'm going to continue to do everything I can until I get those answers.